Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. I'm going to look at a vintage pencil today, and I want to thank my friend Sue in Switzerland who sent these to me. Kind of ironic that I got a vintage pencil, one called an American, from somebody in Switzerland. So that was a long way to come back around, but I do appreciate these, and I actually remember when these pencils were seemingly everywhere, in offices and schools, and so I find it interesting to know that these pencils also made it to other parts of the world. And of course, Faber Castell is still very much in business making pencils of all kinds. But this particular pencil, and being made in the USA, is something of the past. So this is a number 2 pencil. Again, these were very, very much standard issue pencils going back, I'm not sure how old this pencil might be. The eraser's sort of on the hard side, but hard to know when these might have been manufactured, because they made these for a long time and they made a lot of them. But I'm guessing that I seem to remember them from the 80s and perhaps even into the 1990s. So perhaps some of our viewers who are much better versed on pencil manufacturing history might know better when these were prevalent in the marketplace. But it's very much a straightforward yellow number 2 pencil, hexagonal in its barrel. Let's take a top down there, and I think you can see the graphite looks fairly well centered, maybe off slightly. Again, this was a real mass-produced pencil. Here we have the ferrule, which is crimped on, and I'm in Michigan, folks, and we are in a very cold spell of a winter, and my hands are so dry, and no amount of lotioning seems to help them. Anyways, here is the ferrule. Kind of a nice looking ferrule in a chrome tone. It's crimped on. Again, you have the eraser here. It's lost all pliability at this point. It's pretty hard. And then you have the paint job. Again, the only imprint is here. Faber Castell American number 2. They made these in varying degrees. I don't know if there was a 2.5. There might have been. There was a 3, perhaps a 4. Don't know if they made these in a number 1 or not. But what I've got here is a number 2, and I'm going to sharpen this, and we'll get to writing with this Faber Castell American pencil. We've got the old Faber Castell American number 2 sharpened up. You know, when you use an older pencil like this, it takes you back a little bit. I think, of course, if we're used to using kind of our what we consider modern, contemporary American pencils that are mass-produced and mass-marketed. So I'm not talking about the Musgraves or the Generals pencils, but things like you would find in a large store, the Targets, the Walmarts, things like that, most of which are not really, they're American brands, but they're not made in America. And then you get a vintage pencil like this, and it reminds you that, the everyday kind of pencils, in some cases, were pretty good. And this one feels pretty good, actually. It's a nice writer. Fairly smooth. Sharpened well. Yeah. Now, I'm going to put some down here. Point retention, I would say, is average thus far. But really, I can visualize these pencils. Like I said, they were just commonplace. In terms of a smudge drag, really pretty minimal. Not bad at all. Now, where erasing is concerned, I'm not even going to try this eraser. It is hard as a rock, and I don't have any recollection as to whether or not, yeah, see, it's just going to smudge. I don't have any recollection as to whether or not these erasers were good, bad, whatever. Perhaps some of you may know, or maybe some of you have some that for whatever reason were preserved in a way where the eraser hasn't dried out. But it's not the case here. So let's just see what the erasability is with this particular pencil with some of our standard block erasers that we have. So, Pentel. Pink Carnation. So far, pretty good. Mars. Good. Milan. Foam. Let's try this Nataraj. Well, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, this is erasing pretty well. Art gum. Here's a Hartmouth natural rubber. How about a Mr. Pen? Okay. Magic Rub. Well, look at that. Really erased pretty cleanly. There's a few very, very slight shadows, but overall, I think we've got to give this pencil something in the A range. Very nice. Let's try a little bit more writing. Pretty quiet. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Sue, for sending me these pencils. Vintage Faber-Castell American #2 yellow pencil, and a pretty good solid writer on most all counts, and took me back a few years. Again, if anyone can put a time frame on when these pencils were being manufactured, please let me know. So thank you, as always, for spending some time with me as we checked out this vintage pencil. If you like what I do, please share, like, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again real soon, right here on Always Analog.